my name is Romujit. In this video guide, I will show you how to install SCCM current branch version 2103 step by step. If you have already followed my last couple of videos on SCCM lab preparedness series, you know we have demonstrated how to prepare your infra before SCCM installation. I will recommend to do watch our previous videos on Active Directory preparation, firewall ports and SQL Server configuration, so you will have a better understanding before starting the actual SCCM setup. Before starting the installation, there are some general prerequisites that we need to follow. First, we are using a 64-bit operating system with GUI. Site systems are not supporting server code. We only can use server code and 32-bit version of operating system for distribution point installation. Next, site server requires .NET version 3.5 and above. Starting from current branch version 2107, site server requires .NET version 4.6 or higher. IIS Role and its features, background intelligence transfer service, and remote differentiate compression feature. Also, we will require supported version of Windows Assessment and Deployment Kit ADK. Then, we will require some additional disk drive for our SCCM site server to store the contents. I will add a separate 50 GB drive for our SCCM installation, that is D. Then a separate 60 GB drive for our content library to store all the contents file for software deployments like software updates, applications and OS deployments. Then another 80 GB for our application library. We are also storing WCS content on our F drive. So allow me some time to add them. Alright, we have added all the required drives for our primary server. Now we will create one no SMS on drive .sms file and place it on all the drives except the content library drive. Let me create it. Copy to C drive. Let me change the file extension to .sms. By this SMS file, we are addressing Configuration Manager to install the content library on the dedicated drive E. That's why we are not placing it on the content library drive. Let me copy it. Okay. Now we will install the IIS Role, BITS and remote differentiate compression feature on our primary server. I have the install Windows feature PowerShell command on my network share. Let me access it. Scripts. So this is the command install -Windows feature like web static content, then web HTTP redirect along with BITS and RDC. Let me copy this. Open PowerShell as administrator and run the command. Hit enter. It will take some time. I will copy this command to this video description. So if you want, you can copy this. Allow some time to install the IIS role and its related features with BITS and RDC. Alright, now we need to install the ADK prerequisite. You can download it from Microsoft Download Center. I have already downloaded and placed it on my local server. Let me access it. Data. Run the setup file. Leave the default installation path and click next. Next again. Accept. From the feature list, untick all except deployment tools and USMT. We require these two as we will be working on Windows 10 imaging, and there will be a separate installation of Windows PE for earlier version of boot images. Click on install. It will take around 5 to 10 minutes depending upon your internet speed. I am pausing the video right now and will be back once it is completed. Alright, deployment tools and USMT were both installed successfully. Now we will install Windows PE. Run the setup file. Next. Next. Accept and install. This time it will take around 15 to 20 minutes depending on your internet speed again. So I am again pausing the video and will be back once it is completed. Alright, Windows PE ADK also installed successfully. Now we will pre-create our SCCM database for our site server. Though the database will be created automatically during the current branch installation, but I will prefer to create it optimally before the installation. Note, this is not a mandatory step to follow. Move to our database server. Let me log in. Open SMS. Click connect. Expand databases. Right click on databases. New database. Note, SCCM database name starts with CM_ 3-digit site code. We will give our site name PR1, hence the database name is CM_ PR1. Owner will be SI. Then I will create a total of 4 file groups for our SCCM database. CM_ PRI_1, 2, 3 and 4. And the initial size will be 2 GB for MDF files and 1 GB for the log file. Let me finish. Next, change the MDF file's initial size to 512 MB. Okay. Then log file to 1024 MB. Also, I will increase the auto growth size for MDF files to 256 and for log file to 512 MB as well. Okay, log files to 512. Okay, now verify the paths. Looks good. On option tab, ensure the recovery type for the database is selected to simple. Currently it is in full. Make it simple first. Okay. Looks good. Now click on OK to create the database. Alright, our database has been created now. Now let's move to our SCCM primary server. I have also downloaded and extracted the config manager setup file. Currently the base version that is available in Microsoft is 2103. Let me access the setup file. Run /.hta file. Okay. Click on install. Next, we are going to install a config manager primary site. Next, if you have a product key, specify the key here. We will be using the Evolution Edition, which is free for 180 days. Next, on the license and agreement page, accept all and click on next. Here you can either download the set of language prerequisite file for your installation, or you can specify the previously downloaded files here. I have already downloaded the files. Let me navigate to the path, download, and click next. It will start the prerequisite verification. You can check this from config manager prereq check log. See, the language packs are verifying in the backend. Allow some time to complete the verification here. Okay, prerequisite verification is done. On server language, keep it as English. You can enable other languages from here if you want. Click on next. Client languages also will be the same. If you want to enable all languages for mobile devices, tick this box and click on next. put 3-digit site code here. In our case, it is PR1. Site name will be HYNS primary site. Next, we will change the installation drive to D Microsoft Configuration Manager. Ensure install console option is ticked. Looks good. Next, we are creating a fresh setup, hence select the second option. Next, on the database information screen, specify the database server's fully qualified domain name. In our case, sccmdb01.hyns.in. If you have already customized your instance name, then put the instance name here. By default, it will be MS SQL Server. Looks good. We already allowed 4022 port over GPO previously. Verify the SQL Server data file and log files path are correct. Next, we will install SMS provider on the same server. Next, here we need to specify whether our site system communication over HTTP or HTTPS. I will configure it over HTTP now. We will do a future video on PKI certificate creation, and then we will migrate our site server's communication setting. Install management point, distribution point, yes. Next, cloud connection point, yes. Next, this is a summary tab. Verify the summary that you have selected from the setup. Looks good. Next, now it is checking the prerequisite components again for SCCM installation. To verify the log, go to the root directory. There will be one config manager prereq.log file. Open it. You can see the backend processes here. Checking the permissions. Okay, BITS installed and enable. Then firewall passed. Administrative rights on management point passed. Alright, our prerequisite check passed with one warning. Let me check it. This is a bug, I am sure, because we already configured our SQL Server in Windows authentication mode. Ignore the warning and click on begin install to start the installation. To check the log, open config manager setup.log to get more information details on it. I will pause this video during the setup installation and I will be back when it is completed. Alright, our configuration manager core setup has been completed successfully, but there are still some more components that are installing in the backend. We can close the wizard now. Exit. To see the backend components status, go to the log folders under your installation directory and open sitecomp.log. Note, this log is responsible for any configuration changes in our environment. See, it is currently installing replication and monitoring components with command line parameter. Installing task execution manager. Installing SMS scheduler. Software inventory processor. Then software metering processor with the command line. State system. If the management point installation is not kicked off still now, I believe it will be kicked off very soon. Let's wait for some time. Currently it is doing the wsys, wsync. SMS wsync manager. Now installing SMS MP management point rule. Alright. See, we can see the mp setup.log file for more details. Let me open it. See, currently it is installing with the command line mp.msi file using configuring ports. It will take some time to install the management point. Okay, alright. Role setup is successful. Back to sitecomp log. SMS BGP service. We can see BGP setup.log for more details. Alright, it looks like the role setup is successful already. Alright, looks like the backend installation is also completed. Okay, let me close the sitecomp log. Now we will open config manager console and verify the system status from the monitoring tab and other things. Currently it is trying to connect to the database. Alright, our console is connected successfully. Move to monitoring tab. Reporting, system status, expand it. Site status looks good. component status. Alright, it also looks good. Okay. Alright, that should cover, I think, what I want to cover on today. We will do future video on post installation configuration task after the primary site setup. We'll see you on our next video. Please feel free to comment and share your questions if you like the video. Thank you.